And we should now be live. Good evening, everybody. I'm just going to check everything's working fine on OBS. It is glorious. How are we all doing this Sunday? Just going to grab a drink quickly. How are people enjoying the new waiting for stream video?
I haven't even done anything.
I got bored of the old one. I thought it was a little dull, so I thought I'd make the new one. I'm just going to give people a little bit of time to pop in because I know most people tend to arrive a couple of minutes after the start. Hello, King Giga. I'm glad you're doing okay. Been up to anything interesting today? Yeah, Chaos Rex. This week has been a bit awkward. I'll explain why in a minute. But yeah, I'm doing better today, let's just say. It's been a rough week in general. Very up and down. Hello. How are you doing? Right, let's get going. So, the plan for today is to start a completely new park today. As much as I'm enjoying the micro dinosaur park and everything, I want to kind of finish that off stream, start the new year with a new park. So, I want someone to pick a map for me, but it must be from one of the original 5 challenge mode maps. It can be any of them, but it's got to be one of the original ones.
Yes. And I didn't even need him the whole time. He just kind of stood back and I...
Canada says Barger. Canada says King Giga. I'm just going to give a couple, see if anyone else has a different idea. Hello, Nicholas. You just finished your Jurassic Amazon park. Sounds interesting.
No, I was going to say... Oh wait, no, I'm talking. Jesus. When I was there.
If you want an autumn-based map, I'd go Germany.
Yeah, now since it was comfortable to just all the stars.
Let's go with... I'm just thinking about biome textures and tree textures. Yeah, Canada, I think. I think we'll go with Canada. Canada works well, I think. As much as I like Germany's sort of wide open spaces and such, I don't really like a lot of the terrain painting tools. And I haven't actually done a park on an alpine map yet, so we're gonna switch to Jurassic Park staff and guests. Dinosaurs. We're gonna have combat frequency normal. Herbivores will be able to start fights. Dinosaur cohabitation is going to be all likes. Contracts will leave off. Park stuff will leave off. Environment, get rid of that. We'll go with the normal terrain because I want to be able to see what we get. Oh, I will turn the weather on there.
I just saw like it's requesting concert, no, it's just Air Force One.
So yes, why this week was particularly up and down for me. On, I think it was Monday, I fainted out of nowhere for no warning.
It was Tuesday.
Was it Tuesday?
It was Tuesday because I got through Monday and then got worried on Tuesday.
Okay, it was Tuesday then. Yeah, I fainted without warning and fell very badly in the fainting, which bruised one side of my ribs. And if anyone's hurt their rib cage before, you know that it's basically there's nothing you can do, and every time you move, it's pain. So That's what I was basically spent all of this week doing, sitting as still as possible, trying to keep myself warm and let my ribs heal up. Which luckily they have more or less done by now, but it definitely put a dent in my week, shall we say. But then me and Dane got some good news on Thursday
What's the news?
about the money.
That was on Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. We got some good news on Wednesday, which cheered us up, so it wasn't all bad. I will be alright, hello. Don't worry about me. So, Canada as basic map. I actually really like this central lake, and actually, if anyone is building a park on this map, I would say try to keep this lake. It's a very nice lake, and you can use it as sort of build the park around the lake. I am going to remove the trees. What sort of theme shall we have for this particular park? And by theme, I mean thinking about the dinosaurs, technically. Does anyone have a good idea for what sort of theme we should go? King Giga, I don't make unmodded parks. I have explained this many times before. Feathered dinos. Could do a feathered dinosaur park now that we have a lot of feathered dinosaurs to pick from. Well, actually, we don't. The problem with the feathered dinosaur park idea is that all of the feathered dinosaurs we do have are basically carnivorous. And I kind of feel that's a bit limiting in terms of species. We can definitely put a couple of feathered species in here. But I think a whole park for them would be a bit boring. I don't know. Okay, that's a bit better. So, just having a look at the terrain here. Let's get rid of this there. We want a flattened terrain. Okay, let's try and create some levels here. It's actually good for me to start a whole park from scratch because you can also see the sort of process that I go through when you know, preparing maps for parks, because a lot of the time when I'm doing a stream, the map will just will already be prepared and you guys don't actually see this bit, you know, going around and figuring out how you're going to do the terrain. I'm thinking of using this lake as the entrance. So having in the entrance building maybe on this lakefront, and then using this artificial lake as like a decorative touch for the entrance. Just thinking about whatever levels have we got going on here. Okay, let's... Is this at water level? No, it is not at water level. Water level is that height. Okay. I did before unmodded and modded. It's a shame you play unmodded. I can understand that from the position of the console players. My defense is a lot of the tips and tricks I will suggest people do, they're things that you don't really need mods for. I'm always fond of saying that modding won't, you know, mods don't make for good parks. They only make good parks better. And if you're not sort of following general rules about park building, it doesn't matter how many mods you install, your parks will never look good. Okay, I think we need to cut a bit more terrain off around here. The best part about people who use mods is they use modded species as new ones. Yeah. I mean, the other thing I would say is, I honestly don't think this game is good enough without mods. This game is too similar to Jurassic World Evolution 1, in my opinion. And, you know, I played Jurassic World Evolution 1 for 2 years without mods, before modding was a big thing. And, yeah, this game is not a big enough step up from Jurassic World Evolution 2. Not in the ways that are important. Okay, now we've got 3 distinct areas here. If we're going to have the entrance over here, I'd quite like to use these areas for something in particular. This one on this end, I think is actually big enough for aviaries or lagoons. Yeah, aviary will fit in there easily. Lagoon would fit in there easily. Let's just go and have a look over this side. This side, lagoon less easily, but I think aviaries will fit in here easily enough. If we choose to have aviaries, we could choose to have these as tours. So we'll see what we go for. I mean, somewhere around here we also need to have an area for our basic buildings, which is always tricky. Might try and cut this area off. Let's maybe in there. Let's see if we can fit them in here. We need hatchery. Let's just force you up against the side a bit. You're a little bit over the boundary line there, but not too much. Let's make sure we have helicopter entrance. There we go. And we'll hide this. It's not particularly thick foliage, is it? Thank you. Let's raise the terrain a little bit as well, just to hide that better. Good. Hidden. Excellent. They need to bring back the Sanctuary map and the Isla Isla. I assume you mean by Isla maps, you mean the 5 Deaths maps. I would really like to have the old maps back. I do really miss them, especially Isla Pena, if I'm honest. Now, we have a few new entrance structures.
That's what you're doing.
From Jurassic Park Operation Genesis, which I would love to make use of in this build. Does this count as an entrance? No, it does not. Okay. So I will need an actual entrance building. As much as I like the old entrance building, it's a little static, I think. Where could we have it if we had it? Maybe here? Or be sheltered by the island, or maybe right there. Like I say, I want to use the surrounding lake. Does this classify as an entrance? It does. Well, obviously it doesn't. The helicopters don't take off. You know, I think we will use one of the normal entrances just so we can actually have the helicopters taking off. And we're gonna go for 2 entrances. We're gonna have one there. Yeah, let's put them together. And one there. Yeah, that's fine. Drown the guests in water. No, that would make the dinosaurs unhappy because they wouldn't be able to chase them then.
I know.
Right. I want to line the edge of this lake. What color shall the main path be? Why is that not level? Why is all this off kilter? Was slightly off level apparently. Add moss chops. Isn't that a Pokemon? I thought that was a Pokemon. What color main path? Grey. That's a bit dark. I think we make the main path the orange. I think that will work. I don't mind it cutting some of the lake off there. Sorry, I'm just concentrating here on building out the path. There we go. What's happened there? See, look, it's not... I hate this. Like, contours not showing stuff up. How did they make a more annoying terrain system in this game than they did with the last? I will not understand how they managed it. Right. Gorgonopsids, I think, would be a really good animal to have in the game. Like, I don't... I'm not, like, for lots of new species. I honestly would rather Frontier not focus on species. But if they had to, Gorgonopsid would be one of those that I honestly think, yes, we should have it. Given that we've got Dimetrodon, I don't think there's any reason not to have a Gorgonopsid. Okie dokie. Just figuring out how I want to do this entrance area. Let's go out by 1 and 2. Same here. Let's go out by 1 and 2. And then let's go 1, 2, 1, 2, in 1, in 1. Curve it round. And let's join it. Yeah, I'm reasonably happy with that. Okay, for guest areas, I think we'll go with the tile path. Incidentally, this week coming's Jurassic World Architect video is going to be on making good guest areas, so if people struggle with that, hopefully that will help you all out. Just thinking about Adding some decorative flair to this. First things first, let's fence off this. Just fence this area off. Fill it with sand. And then I think we fit in some ginkgos here. We can. Glorious ginkgos. Just a few. Right, so that gives us kind of like our edge on that side, and then we kind of want an edge on this side. So I'm thinking, let's use... Yeah, why not? Let's use some of these. 1, 2, 3. 3 might be a bit much. I think we'll only need 2 per side. Yeah. 1, 2. You haven't seen anyone use ginkgos at all in JWE. Well, then you haven't been watching Evo then, because Evo uses them all of the time. Should we have them go right up to the edge? No, let's... Actually, it probably makes sense to. Okay, let's have them go all the way up to the edge. Okay, so 1. And then this one needs to be about that high. And 2. Yep, and I think we need 1 more. Yeah, 1 more. And then we can just fill in the end there with something. So raise this up again. And it's about there. Lovely. Same thing over here. Currently gunning down dilos in carnivores. I don't blame you. I didn't like dilos when they were in the Isle, to be honest. I'd have gunned them down if I could have. Right. So 1 about... there. 1 about there, and the last one. Oh, see, that one will actually... That one actually goes over. I don't mind. I don't mind. We'll put something in there. Trusty bush. that hides the rears. Delightful.
Every time you get certain of you scream at me, why do I play this card?
You just got mauled. Well, I suppose it serves you right for killing them. Right, let's go with these rocks. They're the most Canadian alpine coloration rocks, I think. There we go. Nice. I want to have like a garden or something here, so we're going to use, let's see, wall sections. Yeah. 1, 2, 3. 1 there. 1 there. 1 there.
So, are you going to meet me halfway then?
And then this area,
What have you done?
let's see, this seating zone, I'm probably going to have fountains, something like that here. Let's go with some planters. I think I'm going to use the taller ones on the sides. So 1, 2, and 1 and 2. I'm going to fill in any gaps with the handy trees. Like that. And like that. Use a couple of low sections. Then along each length. So 1 and 2. And 1 and 2. That way it creates a kind of an avenue through this area, and there's also space on either side for seating. And guests can obviously go around the sides as well. Now, I quite want to have a fountain here, but these are all too big. But I believe I do have... There we go. The classic Jurassic Park Operation Genesis fountain, which I've always thought was very cool looking. With the Parasaurolophus heads. I think that works quite nicely. If a dinosaur was about to kill me in Jurassic World, I would sit on a bench, since benches make you invincible. Or sit behind a tree, Grand Theft Auto tree. Right. let's grab benches. Benches? No. No, here we'll have actual proper seating. So, 1, 2, 3, and then we'll have one of those. And this side, 1, 2, and then here. There we go. Nice. I want to use some more subtle lighting with this particular park, so I'm thinking a couple of these little light boxes. Yep, that works. Right, the garden. I want to make sure there's area for a couple of dinosaur statues in here. Hey Clora, if they made a Jurassic dinosaur DLC, which dinosaurs would you like to see in it? What, specifically Jurassic period? That's a difficult question, because most of the best Jurassic period species are kind of already in the game. I mean, obvious suggestions could be things like Scalidosaurus, Scutellosaurus, Emarusaurus, which I mentioned in my video on Wednesday. No, Saurophaganax, Torvosaurus, and Yangchungosaurus, yeah, they're good suggestions. I'm trying to think about what dinosaur statue I want to have here. A few little Kentros, maybe? Camp Cretaceous Kentro. Indoraptor god, no. Dominion Iguanodon. Melicephaly. Why is that Melicephaly so huge? Let's have a few. Let's have a couple of Huangosaurus. Because I do love the Huangosaurus. There we go. A few Huangos in there. Frontier can just use the modded Yangchungas. Well, they wouldn't be allowed to. If Frontier were caught stealing a mod maker's work, that would be looked down upon a lot. It is theft. Especially if they then were selling that for money in a DLC, that would be theft. So yeah, they wouldn't be allowed to do that. But they have a team of animators and people at their disposal. It wouldn't be difficult for them to. you know, make their own Yang Chungosaurus model. The real problem is that they just don't seem willing to put the work in at the moment. This is, I think Evo said it earlier on this week with one of her videos about like what is it actually likely that Frontier are going to do. Frontier doesn't really seem to care about making the game better at the moment. What they seem to be caring mostly about is how to make as much money as they can before the game dies. Which, you know, is fine. They're a business. That's what businesses do. But it doesn't lead to us having better products at the end of the day. There you go, nice little garden there for a Huangosaurus. Kind of want to put some lighting in, just so it shows up in the dark. Thinking we can probably hide a light there, and hide one there. Let's change the colour of them. Let's have this one in green. And then these side lights, quite want them to have a warm sort of colour, make them sort of orange. A blue. Red? Let's make them red, actually. And then these side ones will make blue. There we go. Yeah, that works. Happy with that. They mostly care for Planet Zoo. Well, I can understand that. Planet Zoo makes them more money. But at the same time, Jurassic World Evolution 2 would make them more money if they actually, you know, took the time to focus on it, you know. Right, I'm quite happy with how this looks so far. I think for an entrance that works quite nicely. And then we have our lakeside path around the edge. There'll be more decoration to this, obviously. Thinking about where we should have our first sort of dinosaur species. I'm thinking maybe not right up against the entrance, but maybe sort of here. So there's a good block here, or a reasonable size. I'm going to use trees to sort of line where I'm thinking I want it. So sort of there to about. We got a dead straight piece of path here as well, which works well. So sort of up to there, and then we can use this raised terrain. to act as a natural boundary. Yeah. And let's continue the tree line up on the top there. And continue this one up to the back there. So another thing I'd suggest you do when you're making forests and woods, try to sort of not do them in clumps. Try to join up areas together, because that's naturally how forests that grow anyway. Just helps make everything look a little bit more realistic. Yeah, so we'll have our first sort of dinosaur enclosure in here. And again, I want to make use of some of the new Jurassic Park Operation Genesis buildings, which include the viewing vent. I love this structure. The remake for it for this game looks really cool. Really subtle. Whoops. Rotate. There we go. No, you're not going to let me rotate it, are you? Okay. What's wrong? Let's have one right in the middle. Not quite up against the yeah, not quite up against the path. Let's make sure there's a bit of a gap. Do with shifting this ever so slightly. Yeah. That's fine. Hello, Dino Army. And then we're going to go out. 1 and 2. Same here. Out. 1 and then 2. Yeah. Right. Fencing, obviously. Now, this is probably going to be for herbivores in here, so we're not going to go with too extreme a fence. 1 and 2 and 3. And then we're going to go down to about there. Same here. 1, 2, 3, down. Maybe not that sharp of an angle. To there. And then the rest of this will be invisible fenced. So start it there. Go up to that. Just like that. Now, obviously, we need to hide the edges of this enclosure. So, again, handy rock time. Same over here. And we'll also place down some trees to cover these up. Trees and bushes. Always with trees and bushes. To cover up those awkward parts of the park. That is something I would say about park building in this game especially. It's not about necessarily making parks look good sometimes. Sometimes it's actually just about hiding areas. It's about hiding the little obvious errors to make them less noticeable. And make it seem like the park is, you know, one continuous ribbon. Oh, you have your new monitor set up, Dino Mummy. That's cool. How are you enjoying having more than one monitor? Once you have more than one monitor, you'll never go back to having less than 2. Trust me, I can't live with less than 2. I'm going to put down some thicker trees here. Just to cover the edge of this. Not too many. Just wanted a few. Grab a couple of a slightly different colour. Again, using the autumn trees can just really help break up all that horrible green that gets kind of monotonous and dull after a while. And as long as you place, you know, the occasional orange tree elsewhere, it won't look too out of place. Right. Fletcher, what are your opinions of hunting games? I don't really have an opinion because I've never really played one. I have opinions about hunting in general, but not hunting games. I'm gonna put a few rock formations here, which we'll use just to make this look a little less boring. And we need some water in here. So I'm going to put it, if I can, along this edge. It's a little annoying this is not water level, but we will make do. We'll use this for sort of the deeper parts of the river, well, water at least. Like so. Here will all be planted. We'll put bits and bobs around that.
Where?
Wondering if this is actually quite a long, straight area. I feel like having... I feel like having something here. Where are my delightful... Alright, there they are. Glass window sections.
This is just all the raw materials to make it.
One, 2, 3. Okay. No, let's grab... Okay. Let's move you. Let's put you in there. Let's grab you and put you back there. Let's space these out slightly better. Nice. I want to cover up that really hideous top. That'll do. Let's go up.
You don't understand how my skin is scared me away. And it's losing my blood.
Nice. Bro's mouse has the power to move fences without even trying. That's the joy of the free build mod, to be honest. Kyadenic really does do magnificent work for this game. And it's even... I was talking to him ages and ages ago. Apparently he did try to get a job at Frontier and they rejected him. And I'm like... It's just funny to me thinking that they turned him down for a job. And Kyadenic is kind of one of the most important mod makers for this game. I suppose that kind of says everything. It kind of demonstrates everything about Frontier, doesn't it? Really. That the person who is kind of single-handedly keeping these games alive got rejected from working for them. Maybe we could just go straight up. Straight up works fine. Here we'll do something nice with it. Don't actually like the wall sections here. Let's try the planters instead. Let's not use that one. Let's go for the longer one. I think we might need the shorter ones now. Bugger. Yeah, that'll do. I can hide that with something. Here. Let's. Here we'll put plant. We'll actually we'll use a wall piece here, here, here. I'll have some signage or something out the front here. We use that for a decorative garden. Same over here with this side. Where's that planter? I'm stuck on a log with a T-Rex circling me. Well, it was nice knowing you. But I think you be dead. There we go. Right, there's our rough first exhibit. Since this is on the lakeside, I think I'm going to make it quite sandy. And we'll make this like a cold beach. I had to be very, very careful with how I pronounce that. For obvious reasons. Right. A few rocks in here. If we are going to have a herbivore in here, what should we have? And I'm more likely to go for examples of animals that people don't always say. Dominion parrots with the blue skin. That's a good possibility. I'm thinking about where... Forest... So, probably want the food at this end, actually. Might put a little bit more over here, but not too much. Ooh, actually, I know what I'm going to put down here. So, thanks to the Lagoon Decorations mod, it actually came with some really cool sort of sculptures, which I think would work quite well as just random rock features. Colour's not identical, but I don't mind that, and sort of as long as we grab it, sort of sink it down a bit. Maybe lift it up a little bit more. Yeah, and maybe sort of tilt it a bit. That's not too bad. Gonna have it like surrounded by some other general rocks. Myosaura, Struthies, Gallimimus. There's some good suggestions coming out here. Yeah, we could probably easily do a mix of animals. So, orange tree back there. Oh, we need some bushes. Quite happy with that. I think that looks quite good. This is a key part of making your vegetation look better, by the way. Just layer it. Make sure you have different types of tree in the area. Make sure you have different heights of trees in the area. Layering is a really good way of improving your vegetation. Especially when you've got so many types of one tree here. What's going on with that tree branch? It gave me like tons of the same height and type of tree. Oranosaurus. I don't use Oranosaurus as much as I probably should. So Orano is a good possibility too. Right. Yeah, that's better. So that's not bad. Let's put a couple of logs in here. Let's put one there and one there. Naturally, they're going to float, so we're going to sink them down. That's better.
I am fully
Good. Oh, and we could do with a couple more trees here. Just fill that gap in a bit. Yeah. I'm happy with how that looks. Yeah, those bushes are way too big. It's fine as is. I think that looks alright. For a starting enclosure. I happen to agree with you, hello. I think... no, King Giga, sorry. I happen to think the base game Tyrannosaurus is way better than the Camp Cretaceous version. Right, let's quickly save here. Let's call this park... What shall we call this park? Just put Canadian Reserve. Just double check that worked. Yes. And let's go find a dinosaur and some skins.
I tried my best. Not great.
So,
Very badly.
Orano got suggested, the Dominion Parasaurolophus got suggested. I think Maiasaura got suggested, so I can see people thinking a Hadrosaur of some description. Just having a look through, see if we've got any other ones that would be cool to have. I mean, Iguanodon is also a possibility. Orano. The problem with Orano is I just think the skins are really bad. This weird sort of patchwork is just not... It's just kind of ugly. So that's Parasaurolophus 2022A, 2022B, and C. Now, why don't we do some of A and some of C, and then we can use C as the females, and we'll use A as the males. I think that'll work. Let's get back to the game. OG Orano reminds me of Quasimodo. It's cruel but true. I'll be honest. I prefer the... I say old-fashioned. I prefer the sail-backed Ouranosaurus. I know that the humpback Ouranosaurus is the more modern, some say accurate interpretation. I would say, well, we don't know for 100% certain. It's a theory that some paleontologists agree with. So, you know, I think the sailback Tyrannosaurus looked better and is more interesting. Ouranosaurus in Jurassic Park Operation Genesis used to be one of my favourite hadrosaurs because of the sailbacks. And I feel like it's kind of been ruined by... How many? 6 in that small area? Let's do two males, and we'll go with 3 females. I think that's a suitable number. So it's not exactly a huge enclosure. I mean, we have the capacity to make it slightly bigger by chopping part of this mountain off if we really want to, but I kind of want to keep to that area. There we go. Obviously here we want to do something nice. You know, I think the power from the tube again. You think they're different species? I mean, it would make sense that they're completely different looks. Parasaurolophus is one of those. It's like the Spinosaurus of the Jurassic fandom. It changes. It seems to change shape almost every movie it's in. Parasaurolophus Dominion. It's a bit larger than anticipated. Can I grab the parasol? Thank you. Let's put some trees around here. It's a bit of a narrow, but I kind of want to go with sort of my thinking for this park is that it's a bit more of a, you know, you're not going to have hundreds of thousands of people visiting it. I'm thinking it's a smaller, more private sort of park that maybe has a limitation on how many people you let in, so paths can be smaller. It's going to be a bit more about preserving the nature. Let's put in... The fountain is huge. That is also huge. Crumbs. Okay. Guess we're going to have to make use of obelisks then. only the rich are allowed in. No, not necessarily the rich. I'm just thinking it's it's a different sort of park, you know. You get them now. Resorts and hotels and such that are geared towards just having adults in the park. I kind of see this as that. Let's put a couple of picnic benches here. Maybe some just normal benches along here, just for people to sit and watch. Yeah, that works. I think that looks pretty good. I'm happy with how that's turned out. Where? I'm missing something. There they are. It's like, where are these blasted lights I'm looking for? Yeah, and then we will just decorate the rest of this. I think Evo just posted a video with mods in. Oh, as far as I'm aware, she wasn't going to be modding at all for a while. Anyway. And honestly, all the props to her for actually sticking with the game unmodded for so long. I can't do it. Like, the game is just too limited without mods for me. The fact that she's able to create the parks that she does without using mods just demonstrates how good that she is. Although I would say I think I come up with better gardens, but that's just me defending myself as a park builder. I jest, obviously. I'm sure when Evo does start using mods, again, her parks will be so amazing that they'll beat any of mine, I think. It can get quite difficult sometimes to actually build parks, like, because of the limitations that the game has. Eventually you end up feeling like you're just doing the same thing over and over. Right. I think that's... This is a little bit bare here. I think we need like a... God, they're loud. I think this viewing vent could do with being disguised a little bit. Because it's a little bit obvious. There you go. That's a little better. And that's the view you'd have from it. Or from this one. Hello, scientist man. Yeah. I wish we could like actually name the scientist we have in our park. Now just call him Scientist Man. Team Tree are happy of how many trees you're using. Well, I do use a lot of trees, and I do make a lot of gardens with my park, so... Everything is repetitive. I'd rather play alone in Battlefront 2 than make a park in Jurassic World Evolution 2. Yeah, that's one of the problems. Once you play this game for any length of time, and you start running into sort of the persistent limitations, and then those persistent limitations just kind of drag you down when you're trying to come up with ideas. And I mean, for me, it's why I'm not going to be playing Jurassic World Evolution 2 every single weekend. I'm going to be doing Jurassic World Evolution 2, but also Prehistoric Kingdom. And it'll actually work quite well as well, because then we can kind of compare stream to stream how much you get done in Prehistoric Kingdom compared to Jurassic World Evolution 2. I can tell you now, like, even just doing this entrance would have taken 2 or 3 streams on Prehistoric Kingdom. What on earth is going on here? What on earth? They've got loads of room to walk around it. What are they doing? Is this literally... Is that in the way? No, it's not the fountain. This is a very oddity. Big oddity there. What's going on?
This is like an ant colony.
It is. It's bizarre because they should be moving around the rest of the park.
But they just decided that they go to that one table, push up against it for like 10 minutes, and then leave.
Yeah. What's wrong with them?
What's your pathing situation like over there? Well, they still do that. It's like they're being forced to walk along a path. They like benches more than dinosaurs.
I think they just got stuck.
They got stuck, so the AI said, "I'm going to send more people to that bench just to get them out."
Very odd.
And this is why AI hasn't taken over the world yet.
Yeah. People have been making such a big fuss about AI at the moment, and it's like, dude, have you
They're still doing it. They're still doing it.
why are they still doing that? I don't understand. Now he's moved.
And now he's leaving.
What is wrong with these people?
They come into the park, go to the chair, and then leave.
What the fuck? I think it's the path.
Yeah, you're. I think they're trying to follow a path, but it's not.
There's nothing wrong with the path. It's
Go
connected.
Curve round and then curve back across.
Yeah, but it's connected dead straight. They shouldn't be having a problem.
Keyword is shouldn't be. They very obviously are.
Maybe it's because there's not enough room down the sides.
Well, you have fun with that.
I'm gonna figure this out.
Please tell me how it goes.
Just gonna move them. Oh, there we go. That might have helped. It's the hitboxes. The hitboxes on these pieces are so big. It was screwing up their pathing. There we go. That works a little better. Do they not want to go and see the Parasaurolophus that's down here? I mean, come on. They're all just gonna roam that little space. I suppose they'll do that until we put some amenities in. See, these guys walk this far and then they don't walk any further. Maybe it is too far for them. Right, let's put some amenities in. Hopefully this should settle the problem. Right, let's just do the color schemes for this one. Let's go with... Let's go with a light green and white, yellow, orange, red. go with a light green and white. Make the roofs white. Decorations will make that nice yellow, and lighting will make that warm orange. You can randomize. No, King Giga. Don't randomize amenities. Never. Ever, ever. Amenities are just as much as part of your park as anything else is. And you should think about how you're designing the amenities themselves. Oops. There we are. I made a tier list ranking on what cartoon characters would survive on Isla Sorna 7 months ago to celebrate the first film's 30th anniversary. Cartoon characters. That's an interesting one. I mean, I would guess my first immediate thought would be Dexter, of Dexter's Lab fame. Let's go with ice cream. Waffles. Yep, don't need any decorations outside that one. These work good enough. See what I mean? About, you know, designing your amenities. That works, I think. Now, I'm going to use these again to create a separation. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Again. Tree pots just to cover up the gaps. Gonna use a couple of lighting obelisks at either end. Good. What is going on? I think my guest AI is definitely screwing up. It's definitely not working the way it should. Oh well. Maybe the guests were born yesterday. Potentially. Maybe it's just them not wanting to walk a little bit further round to view the paras. How are the paras doing? The paras are doing good. Nobody's stuck on terrain. Are you going to use the tunnel? You going to use the... No, you're not. I was, for a brief second, I was like, "Aww, they're having a mating moment." Don't worry, they got plenty of ground nut. They're getting it from these guys. Are you going to use the tunnel? No. Are you? You are. That's a screenshot. That's a screenshot there. Power tunnel mountains. You have to take every opportunity to take screenshots. It's the worst part of trying to make thumbnails. Excellent. I think we could probably do the bathroom maybe at this end of the park. Power got the tunnel achievement. It did. Tunnel achievement achieved. Blimey. It's near the end of the stream already. Right. I think we could do with just a few more tables and chairs down here. Quite like to maybe have a few flags here. Maybe the same on this side. I really like these flagpoles. I wish that they would give us the I mean, even if they just gave us the one with the flag attached as just a singular object that we could place down, it would work in so many areas. Just little things like that. I don't want loads of new dinosaurs, and I don't want loads of fountains and stuff. We need just simple stuff like that. Set dressing, I suppose that was what they would call it, set dressing. You know, flags and simple things like that. On the whole, though, I'm quite happy with how this is turning out so far. Welcome to Fletcher World. The Canadian Reserve. Well, this will just be known as the Canadian Reserve. I mean, the first park I ever built was called the... what did I call that one? It was just the Arizona Reserve, I think. So, Canadian Reserve works fine for this. I feel like some seating is necessary down here. Oh, that is nowhere near straight. There we go. I feel like we could do with some lighting down here as well. Let's change these colors. Let's do nice greens down here. Maybe make these side ones orange. Yeah. And off yellow works. Dinosaurs down, design up. Chet died quicker than the Permian period. Yeah, I mean, we are still a small channel. I know we hit 2,000 subscribers last year, but we are still a small channel. And the general rule of thumb seems to be that about 10% of people, your subscribers, tune into streams. So if you think that we have 20, that's 20 people essentially. And today it's been about average, so I don't really mind. Hopefully, as we get more subscribers, streams will get busy. But at the same time, I like quiet streams because it means I can talk to people, and it means we're less likely to get bots or people being stupid in the streams. It's just easier and more relaxed. I feel like this area is a tad bare, so we're just gonna put some flowers and stuff in here. Because I can't believe I actually forgot to do that. That's better. Doesn't look so bloody empty now. Shall we name, what shall we name our male Parasaurolophus? I'm not going to name every dinosaur in these parks. I never do. But we'll name them male Parasaurolophus. What shall we name them? Jerry. And our second male. Jerry or Tom. What are you panicking for? Jerry and Johnny, I like that. Jerry and Johnny with their females. Yeah, and then I think this sort of straightish area of path here will go into the rest of the park. So this will be, that'll be just a ramp up to the rest of the park. And then we'll think about what we're doing with either side. He needs sign water. Is that a reference to something? Have we got people? They're still trying to go that way. It seems like the path has them try to do this route, and then when they realise they can't, they go the other way. Well, I think this looks really cool down here. Jake Sully from Avatar. Because he be blue. I actually think we'll leave calling a dinosaur Jake Sully for one of the feathered animals. We'll pick a feathered animal with really blue feathers for that one. In the tiny areas, you can do a tour to get there and make a small guest area. We could do like a tour that goes through here and then have a small guest area somewhere. I don't do tours as often as I probably should. I'm not really a big tour person. I prefer, you know, things like this with a little viewing vent. I mean, I'm very much looking forward to using the old Jurassic Park Operation Genesis viewing towers, which I think just look so much better than the ones we've got at the moment. And the original viewing domes as well, which are a bit more easily hidden away. But yeah, I think we've made a decent start. Maybe not gotten as far as I thought we would in 2 hours, but I'll do some work off stream to get this ready for the next stream. I will probably do this again next weekend. We'll continue with this next Sunday. Next week there will be Jurassic Architect video on Wednesday. Hopefully a video on Friday as well. I think me and my buddy Fallout are going to try to start our Baldur's Gate 3 playthrough. So if you guys want to watch us get our probably asses handed to us, because we're going to be playing on a much higher difficulty than normal, then do give that a watch. But like I say, that'll hopefully be on Friday. If not, Friday will be a War Thunder video. Sticking to, I want to put the new schedule in to do a War Thunder or Baldur's Gate video each Friday. But yeah, next Sunday we'll come back to this. But for now, I want to thank everyone for tuning in. If you haven't already liked and subscribed to the channel, please do so. It means a lot to us to get us closer to that 5,000 subscriber target, which is the target for this year. And yeah, I hope the rest of you have a really good evening. I'm going to say bye to some people. King Giga, you've been great this stream. You've been always in the chat, keeping me company, so thank you. Tyler, thank you for popping in at the end. Joshua was here. Nicholas has been here as well. Barger was here earlier. Hello was here. Glitzbog was here for a bit as well. Dino Army 2. If I've missed anybody, I apologize. Thank you everyone for tuning in, And until the next video, stay safe and good night.